Nico said earlier that this is a man's problem, and I have to agree with him. I'd like to first say to every woman present here, and every woman who would ever hear this message, that this is not your fault. This is not your fault. Nothing you do, say, well, deserves this kind of thing. And I want to speak to the guys here. You know, true masculinity is a beautiful, wonderful gift to humanity. Can you agree with me? True masculinity is a gift to humanity. But men have a choice. They can either be a gift or they can be a curse. Guys, the choice is ours. We can be a gift. We're designed to be a gift. We're designed to love, serve, protect, honor, provide. But we can use that strength to become a curse. I'd like to address the guys because the solution lies with us men. The solution is with us as men. But so many times men grow up and they're not quite sure what it means to be a man. Boys who grow up without a father, without elders teaching them what to be a man is a problem. So I want to talk about the six-pack of manly virtues. Not the six-pack you drink, not the six-pack you work very hard to develop, but the six-pack of virtues that every man needs to know, understand, and practice. Are you with me, men? How many men do we have here today? Please raise your hand. You guys can be a gift or you can be a curse. I like to think that every man present here is making the choice to be a gift to the world. Can you agree with me, men?
They should.
Can you say, I'm a gift? Let's talk about how to become a gift. Number one, I'm talking about the six-pack. Number one in the six-pack is that real men, true men, authentic men, use their strength well. They use their strength well. Men are gifted with strength, and we're gifted or cursed with testosterone, which often makes us do foolish things. How we use our strength determines whether we're a man or not a man. And there are two mistakes men use with their strength. Number one, they fail to use their strength. And number two, they misuse their strength. There's a story about a guy, true story, walking along in Pumalanga in a park, and he had his two daughters with him, a man. And next door to the park where he was walking was a game farm. What he didn't realize was there was a hole in the fence, and a lion had escaped from the game farm into the park where he's walking. He's walking along, talking on his cell phones. His two young girls are walking ahead of him, and he hears the scream, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, there's a lion!" He stood there transfixed. He looked, there was a lion, and there were his daughters. Now there are three kinds of men. The first kind of man does nothing. He either runs away or he gets paralyzed. He's the kind of man that's there but he's not there. He's got strength but he doesn't use it. He doesn't speak up when he should speak up. He's not present when he should be present. He's the kind of dad that's there but he's not there. You know those kind of men. The second man is the lion himself. He is the danger. He's the guy who's the raw. With his mouth, with his fist, with whatever his power he has, he is the one who's the danger to the family, to the daughters. And the third kind of man, and that's the kind of man you are. He's the kind of man that runs, dropped his cell phone, ran. He didn't stop where his daughters were. He ran past his daughters. He faced the lion. His daughters were behind him. And he said to the lion, you know what? Before you touch my family, you touch me. I'm here. And that's a true man. A true man uses his strength well. He doesn't fail to use it. He doesn't ever misuse it. But he stands up and he uses it. He speaks out and he stands up and he's present and engaged. Always. Men, do you want to be that kind of man? The second thing in the six-pack. Six-pack number two is true men assess themselves, judge themselves, not by their image or their possessions, but by their character. You know, so many men, we grow up in a society, we learn 4 lies about masculinity. 4 lies: sex, power, money, and big boys don't cry. Do you recognize those lies? To be a man, you've got to have lots of sex and lots of women. It's an absolute lie. To be a man, you've got to have lots of power. It's a lie. Sometimes the poorest man can leave behind the richest legacy. Why? Because he's present, engaged, he loves and he cares and he protects. Sex, power, money, and big boys don't cry. Guys, we're not committing suicide at a rate 5 times that of women. One of the main reasons is we don't talk. Women talk, you share, you get things off your chest. Men don't. We hold it to ourselves and it creates tremendous stress. So number 2, men judge themselves by what's inside their heart, not what their possessions are or their image. A car doesn't make a man. Money doesn't make a man. A woman doesn't make a man. A man stands as a man because he uses his strength well. Number 3 in the six-pack of manly virtues. Number 3, every true man tends his field. Men, every one of us has a field to tend, whether it's small or big. And in that field are 3 things. Ourselves as men. We need to look after ourselves. If we're feeding ourselves with lots of alcohol and pornography and all kinds of crap, we're not going to be able to look after those that we care for. First, you look after yourself. Your diet, what you do, you look after yourself. Secondly, in your field are people, loved ones, family. friends, sisters, mother, father, and anyone who comes across your path. Those are people in your field, and we tend for them, we care for them, we love them, we serve them. Thirdly, in our field are things. Whatever we've been entrusted with, we look after those things. That's number 3. Number 4, in the 6-pack, is true men, real men build a band of brothers. You know, you guys who play sport, we go into sport as a team. We win as a team or we lose as a team. Men are very good at ripping each other off. Am I right, guys? We're always ripping each other. We're teasing each other. But we very seldom honor each other. Men, we need to honor each other. We need to see the good in each other and call that out. We need to also call out when men are messing up. If you have a friend that's going astray, you see him misbehaving, whatever, men, as a band of brothers, we call them out. And we say, no, that's not good enough behavior. Often abuse happens. Why? Because men are silent. Brothers who form a band of brothers are never silent. The 5th thing that men do is we mentor the next generation. Every man here has the responsibility to mentor the next generation and to mentor each other. There's a story in the Kruger National Park. In the early 1990s, the elephant population was getting too big. So instead of culling them, they moved some young elephants to the Pilanesberg Park. And after a few years, these elephants started behaving very, very badly. The young male elephants started growing up, and they didn't know how to behave. They started trying to mate with rhinos. True story. They killed a few rhinos because they tried to mate with them. They charged tourists, and conservationists couldn't understand what was going on. Until they went back to the park, back to Kruger National Park. They got 2 bull elephants. They brought them to Pilanesberg, and within 1 week, the behavior had changed. You see, where there are elders, where there are men like you and I men, who are mentoring the next generation, who are standing and living our lives well, we mentor the next generation, we stop the abuse. And finally, the final 6 in the 6-pack is true men make the world a better place. We've all had guests that come into our house, and when they leave, our fridge is empty and our house is a mess, okay? That's not the kind of man we need to be. We come into this world with responsibilities, and every true man says, you know what, this world is going to be a better place when I leave it. My house, my church, my home, my classroom, my friendship group, it's going to be better off. Why? Because I was there and I made a difference and I used my strength well. So guys, I want you to commit, men, to making this world a better place, to using your strength well. You see, you are a gift, men. You're a gift to this world. Do you know that if every man used his strength well, if every man followed that 6-pack, we would not need a police force. We wouldn't need a police force. Every woman, every child, and every brother would be safe because we as men would make sure that they're safe. And that's the kind of men we need to be. Are we together on that? I'd like to ask you to stand up, and I want to lead you in a pledge, something that you're going to pledge. Could you all please stand up?
All or none?
Could you raise your right fist? Raise your right fist. And say, Amanda. Amanda. Take that fist, put it on your heart. Say, as a champion. As a champion. Yes, Allah. As a champion. As a champion. I acknowledge the damage. Done in my community. By gender-based violence. And I believe that there is no excuse for it. So today I pledge not to be a bystander. Not to be silent. I pledge to always take action against gender-based violence. Aman La. Thanks, guys.